Yo, 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 what up, world? It's your boy, Playboy Flacco. You know what I'm saying? AKA Devontae. Go by many names, AKA Big Fine, and all that silly stuff. What's going on? I'm something new I'm doing here, doing it for the channel, for the YouTube and all that. Just a little introduction to myself. I'm born in Harlem, New York, St. Luke's Hospital. I was raised in the Bronx and all that. Born in 1986. I just turned 40 back in March. And, it's a beautiful, beautiful age, milestone. A lot of people tend to, they tend to get a little depressed. I felt a little bit, technically, you're not really a kid, still young, but you're not really a kid though. So, you live and learn, you know what I mean? I know one thing somebody said on that Kevin Hart show, like age, Leo would say age is a number, but America like kind of tends to like prioritize, like when you reach a certain age, you consider it old. It's really how your mind is, really how you tend to treat your body, use your temple, and really what you got going on in your life, you know what I'm saying? And the way you think is really plays a big role on how you operate out here, how you present yourself. Presentation is everything. I tend to try to work out, keep my body in shape, because when you start reaching a certain age, your health is wealth, you know what I'm saying? But this is my first time doing this, so you kind of bear with me. I'm out here in this beautiful Bronx area, Pelham Bay Park to be exact. Probably do some shots, once I finish recording, might do some shots. Let y'all check this out. It's a beautiful park. A lot of people tend to come here, work out, run, cook out, stuff like that. It's very hot today too, so I think it's like 85, 84 degrees. We're in late July. But I'm here today. I wanted to discuss some that I was thinking about lately, that's been on my mind. And a lot of people, they don't really have too much conversation about mental health and stuff like that. I think that's a topic that's been lacking in society of America. It's what's got really that plays a role on why people tend to do certain things out here and act the way they act. I think one thing that a lot of people don't realize, and what's the problem with America, society, young and old, I think it's financial status. Like when a person is broke, like, you know what I'm saying, to the point where they don't have enough money to kind of like take care of themselves, their family, get proper education and stuff like that, that can affect your health. I'm starting to realize, like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, you got people that's born with, certain illnesses and all that. But the main, like, I'm starting to conclude, like, I mean, if you're born with autism, there's nothing you can do about that. That's something, pertaining to the human blood and things of that nature. I don't know scientifically how to break that down, but I'm talking about like regular modern day society. The reason why people commit crimes is because they ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? The reason why, I'm not gonna say relationships break up because people don't have no money. Sometimes that plays a role too. Like what's women's favorite word? Like, oh, he broke. You know what I'm saying? He don't take me out nowhere. You ain't doing this. You ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, that's kind of what happened with. That's not what happened with the 50 Cent and P. Diddy situation. But you see, she went to somebody with more money, and now this man's worth clearly over 100 mil. He could buy this girl whatever she want. She still went after somebody with more money. So like that's I'm starting to conclude that that's the root of somewhat evil. It's the lack of money. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, world. Maybe I can contest to that. I think that causes a lot of like mental strain on people's mind and psyche, as well as it causes them to have mental health problems. Like, because if you have money, you're not out here robbing nobody. You're not out here like, you're not gonna be jumping the turnstile in the train station. You're not doing that. You're not going to be having illegal tags on your car. Why you have illegal tags on your car? Why you can't just get regular insurance if you can't afford it? You know what I'm saying? You know, why you over here with out-of-state tags and you live in New York State, but your tags is Michigan? Make it make sense. You don't have no money. You know what I mean? So I came here to discuss that with y'all and see if, like, you know, what y'all think about that. And, you know, because it's like, I think that's something that society need to start talking about, man. It's the lack of finance. It's what's causing people to act very erratic and act stupid and make stupid, dumb decisions, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know if that's what Trump meant when he said make America great again. You know, I mean, you can't, everybody can't be rich. That's not realistic. But I feel like if every human being in America, I can't speak for other continents. I don't, you know, I'm talking about here, the mother of the Mecca of mothers, you know, United States of America. I feel like people here, if they made enough money where they could just take care of themselves and their family, I don't know what the number is. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to my fam earlier, and he was saying, like, even the middle class category is starting to be obsolete. There might not, it's either you rich or you poor. You know what I'm saying? Now you got the working class poor, and some working class poor people, as myself, you know, I did over close to 10 years of New York State corrections. You know, I was good, you know what I'm saying? But there was still times where I was like, damn, man, I wish I had more money. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, that means more overtime. But that means, you know, but you get tired of doing that. Like, that's a wear and tear on your body. But I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. What I do know is that, you know, the lack of money will resort into you having depression. You know, it'll cause you to make erratic decisions, criminal activities. It'll break up homes. And it's like one of the main destructions of America, man. It's the lack of money. So, and just being broke and not being financially established, man. I pray to God that we all make it out here and try to figure out a way to combat this thing called being broke. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, other than that, you know, like I said, this is my first time actually doing this. You know, I thought about this today. You know, I figured I'd throw this on the channel. It was kind of bothering me and all that, and I don't know, man. I hope we figure out a way to figure this thing out, man. And then we all make it to the promised land. And you know, I'll just say, you know, everybody just live life, enjoy this rest of the summer. The summer's been kind of whack. The weather's been trash. But, you know, just thank God to see it. Even though it's whack, just thank the Lord that you can see another day. You know, I think a lot of people, another thing too, I realized, like, I mean, I don't want to go too religious and all that stuff, but, you know, people need to start praying every day. Before you leave out your door, before you leave out your bed, just you know, take that little 10 seconds, 20 seconds, ask the Creator, you know, whatever you practice, whatever deity you worship, just think, you know, you got another day above earth. You know what I'm saying? We lost a lot of good people from COVID and from criminal activities, like I was illustrating, and even just poverty. You know what I'm saying? So just thank the earth. Thank the Lord if you did another day above earth, and just keep doing what you're doing. Keep your head up. You know, keep your mouth shut. You know, I learned that in life. Don't talk too much, even on these jobs. Don't be one of those just chit chat all the damn time, because you put a label on yourself, and you kind of make yourself a target. And you know, sometimes just be quiet and be still, and just be spiritual. You know what I'm saying? And respect is the number one thing. A lot of people we're not doing out here. You know, I don't know. I mean, being broke, might make you disrespectful. That might, you know what I'm saying? That might play a role too. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, YouTube world. You tell me. You know, once again, it's your boy, Big Flock. We got another brother and a channel that I want you guys to check out. It's called What We Talking About. Got some two brothers on there, Cyber War and AI Rod. They pretty funny. They kind of good, so you guys check that out. Subscribe to them. They be having little conversations like what I'm just saying. And another channel called Darren's World. Check that out too. Another good brother. And we all just try to make it out here, man. I go by the 3 L's: live, love, and life. Flacco's out, baby. New York.